Abuja is really insecure. I'll just be sharing the story of how someone broke into my car and stole my laptop while parked in the parking lot of a popular restaurant in Abuja, Nigeria. Do not park your car outside. So we got into the venue. We're there jamming up. I was even creating content, like posting about the event and posting it on the social media page and even tagging this business. Now, on the way driving back, I heard this crashing sound at my back seat. I was so confused. I was panicking. Immediately I got there, that was when I even noticed there were 2 armed policemen in that car park. One policeman that was even there opened his mouth and was telling us, "Man, you can't tell us how to do our jobs." And I told him, "Oga, please, you need to shut your mouth." And I called him and he said, well, we checked and the CCTV camera does not cover that, span that area in the restaurant. I'm like, are you guys joking? So I now told her outrightly, I cannot bear the loss of this alone. Hello guys, and welcome to my channel. If this is the first time you are stopping by, you are definitely welcome. My name is Cheta and I create content in Abuja, Nigeria. You are welcome. Please do not make it your last by clicking the subscribe button down below and like this video if you enjoyed it. Okay, be a part of this family. It's so much fun here. For my returning subscribers, welcome back. Okay, thank you guys so much. Please keep engaging. I appreciate your love and your support. And yeah guys, let's delve into what today's video is about. So you guys can see I'm not cheerful because this is not even an event to be cheerful about. Abuja is really insecure, and even in places where you expect that there's optimum security, is a no. In fact, the whole of Nigeria is insecure, and it's so sad that the government are not even trying to do anything to make our lives better or easier, and it's really frustrating. It's like everybody's out here trying to fight for their own lives, which is really sad. So guys, I'll just be sharing the story of how someone broke into my car and stole my laptop while parked in the parking lot of a popular restaurant in Abuja, Nigeria. And this happened just a day after my birthday. Imagine this kind of event happening just a day after your birthday. Like, it's so sad. I'm not here to tarnish anybody's business image. Rather, I'm not here to tarnish any business image. I'm just here to share my story, and for a few reasons such as this, I won't be calling the name of this restaurant. However, if you're smart and you know how to take hints, you will figure it out. Also, another reason why I'm not sharing this, I'll disclose by the end of this video after narrating the whole situation and how the restaurant acted or treated me afterwards. I'll disclose that, and that's the reason, part of the reason why I am not sharing the information or the basic information about this restaurant. But one major take home I want people to take from this whole story of mine is, all vehicle owners, make sure you are not parking in any overflow. And what I mean by this is, a restaurant has a parking lot inside, but then they have an overflow outside for when there is a lot of events. Do not park your car outside. If there is no parking space inside the vicinity, do not park at all. Secondly, if you do not have a security tracker already installed in your car and you live in Nigeria, my dear, it's like you don't want that car. So go and install a security tracker that can help you actually control the vehicle, stop the vehicle when someone steals it. Basically, put security measures around that car. That's what I'll basically say before I begin this story. So now guys, straight into the story, the reason why most of you are here. So I got to this restaurant. It's more like a restaurant, yeah, and there was an event on that day. So when I got there, I wanted to park inside, and I asked them, oh, I want to park inside. They were like, oh, there's no space because of this event going on, you have to park outside. And I insisted, and they were like, really, there's no space, you have to park outside. So I was just asking them, hope my car is secure outside. They said yes, because one thing with me is my intuition is very heightened. Sometimes God just triggers certain questions for me to put out there before, maybe when he notices that something is going wrong or is about to go wrong. Basically, if I had known, I would have just taken that as my cue to turn back home. But no, I said, okay, let me park. Immediately I got into the parked my vehicle. I parked outside at the extension. So immediately I told my sister that my spirit is not so aligned towards this parking that we parked here. usually I would typically drop my laptop in my car and every other thing in my car, but I told my sister, let us move everything to the boot just for extra measures, you get me? So immediately I told my sister that. She said okay. So she packed all her properties. She had her charger and a few of her plates, that because she was just coming from work. Likewise, I work from home, but that day I went to see a client and I had to go with my system. So when I came, I just quickly put my system in my boot, right? She did that as well. So we got into the venue. We didn't even stay too long, but we're there jamming up. I was even creating content, like posting about the event and posting it on the social media page and even tagging this business, you get me? So guys, after like maybe say 30 minutes, I came out and I didn't notice. Immediately I came out, I saw my vehicle. I did not notice any difference in like anything at all. So I just got in, opened my car was locked, so I unlocked my car, started my car and got home. Now on the way driving back, I heard this crashing sound at my back seat. So I was asking my sister, did you throw something behind? Now she said no. I'm like, you didn't throw anything. So what was that sound? But I just kept driving, sha. So when I got home, immediately I just opened my boot. I just saw mirror like glasses shattered all over my seat. Then I looked closely and I saw that this tiny pigeonhole in the car was actually broken into. Immediately I saw that, I said, Jesus, if now God, thank God we put our stuff in the boots. I was like, thank God we put our stuff in the boots. Like I knew something like this was going to happen, guys. But I quickly ran to go and check my stuff in the boot. I went there. They practically took everything, because my laptop was in my bag with my mouse, with my charger, with my mouse pad. Everything was there. And they threw my scarf, because I put a scarf in the bag. They just threw the scarf in my boots, and they packed all my sister's properties, her lunch plate, her charger, everything. Hey God, I was so confused, because that night I had work to do basically, but I just had to go for this event quickly so I can dash back home and do that work that night. So I was so confused. I was panicking. I was like, God, what am I going to do with my system now? What am I going to do in my system? So immediately I called my colleagues and told them, see the situation of things, I won't be able to deliver this job this night. But immediately my sister was like, let us go. I was even like, oh my God, let's go back to the venue. I was reluctant and saying they will start telling us story, you know, typical Nigerian now. So my sister was like, let us go. So we entered the vehicle. We drove down back to the location. Immediately I got there, that was when I even noticed there were 2 armed policemen in that car park. So I just parked my car. I came down, was very furious. I was just shouting like, what is this? How will I park my vehicle here and I'll get robbed? Like I was just shouting. My sister was shouting. One policeman that was even there opened his mouth and was telling us, man, you can't tell us how to do our jobs. And I told him, Oga, please, you need to shut your mouth, because if you knew how to do your job right before your nose, someone would have come to my car and stolen something and you do not know about it. Like I was very furious. So the next thing they told us that we should calm down, let them make a report. So they went to call someone from inside, that he's the security manager in quote. So he came, he pleaded with me that I should relax and everything, that don't worry, there's a CCTV camera. I'm like, okay, perfect. Since there's a CCTV camera, let's quickly rush now and go and check the footage, like right now, because I know, you know how humans are. The next morning someone has sold that laptop like for a very, very petty cheap amount and moved on with their life, you get me? He was like, no, don't worry, man, we'll follow protocol. I'll get your number, you get mine, you can call me, we'll keep communicating, don't worry, we'll check the footage. I was like, okay, oh, no problem. So I went home, and to be honest, if I was being realistic as a Nigerian at that point, I just knew that laptop was gone. There's no way I'm going to find that laptop. Like it was gone. I just knew that it was gone. But I just said, oh, let me be optimistic. I was very, very sad. I was very, very frustrated. Like I said, this is my, like I practically work on a system. If you know what I do as a day job, I'm a QA engineer, so practically everything I do is with my system. So after he said that, he collected my number. I was really furious. I spoke, I said a lot of things, even my sister as well. So immediately we got home. I got home. I could barely sleep that night, honestly. I was just thinking, where did I go wrong? What could I have done to top it? I did all the measures. I put my stuff in the boot. Still everything happened. So I was like, it's God's plan, just let it be, Cheta, go to bed. Okay. So now the next morning I called the security guy. His number was not going through. I called the security guy again. His number was not going through. Called, no feedback. At this point I was already going about, I have to go and fix my car, of course, because I can't be carrying a car with broken mirror. That's just me inviting thieves even more. So I went to fix the car. After fixing the car, I had to rush to go get a new laptop because I had work to do that same day. So I rushed to go get a new laptop. Now in the process, I called a friend of mine and I said, see what's happening. So the guy now said, contact them via their Instagram page. you get. So I quickly sent the business in, see what's happening. See, your security man said he'll get back to me. His number is not even reachable. And see, I don't want to call your business out on social media. I don't want to tarnish your business image. You guys should let me know, give me updates. What is going on? Have you guys checked the CCTV camera? What is really going on? And that was when the lady now said, please, I should drop my phone number. She was going to call me. Now, in the process, I just tried to contact the security guard again, the one that I got his number the night before, and I called him, and he said, well, we checked and the CCTV camera does not cover that, span that area in the restaurant. I'm like, are you guys joking? So what's going to happen? Do you get? So after talking to him, he was like, well, we are still investigating, we will table it to management, we will get back to you, blah blah blah, you know, like normal typical Nigerian. So guys, I was very pissed, but I just kept quiet. So before I knew it, the lady I dropped my number on her social media, she contacted me. Mainly she contacted me. She said the same thing, the CCTV camera has been checked, the information it did not span that area, blah 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 blah. She was saying a lot of things, that they've contacted the police has begun their investigation, that this is not the first time something like this is happening. And I'm like, if this is not the first time something like this is happening, you guys should know better to put up your guard when there is an event, for heaven's sake. Like, people cannot be suffering off of this. So I started asking her, so what's your timeline? What's it? Because me, I cannot bear these damages alone. I cannot buy a new laptop and fix my car alone when I know that I am in a vicinity where you guys are supposed to cater to me. Of course, I'm not going to do that. I said it. And when I told her that, she was like, ma'am, you need to relax, blah, blah, blah. You need to calm down. I'm like, okay. You guys should give me a timeline. When are you getting back to me with regards to the police updates and also what you guys are doing? Because I'm not bearing this loss alone. I told her outrightly. So she said she will definitely keep me updated, but I can always reach out. I said fine. So I left her for a full week, right? I left her for a full week. No feedback from them, nothing. So after a week, I reached out to the security man, the one I took his phone number the night before, right? And I asked him, what's the update with regards to my stolen properties? So he told me, well, you might have to come over to speak with management because really there's not so much I can do for you. That's what he told me. Immediately he said that, I quickly called that lady, the one that called me via their Instagram page. I told her, what's the update? She was not telling me that, well, the police is still on it, but you know how Nigeria is, not so much information, blah 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 blah. So I now told her outrightly, I cannot bear the loss of this alone. For heaven's sake, I have spent over 500,000 naira trying to procure a new laptop and fixing my car. I cannot bear this loss alone. What are you guys doing? Because are you guys covering for this damage? That will then determine how I'm going to go about this whole situation. You get? So I spoke to her. And after telling her, she was like, one thing I know I should understand is that cars are actually parked at owner's risk and they don't really cater to the cars outside as much. There's a security, of course, in ground, but it's at your own risk. I'm like, I don't understand. She was even telling me now that they've gone ahead to print the whole signpost saying that cars are parked at owner's risk. Can you imagine the mentality that a Nigerian business has? So someone was robbed in your location. Instead of you to up your security and think of ways to secure your upcoming customers, your first thought process is how to go and print cars are parked at owner's risk and paste it all over the location, so that next time if anything happens, you guys will not do anything about it. Because she was saying more like, we are only doing this because the signpost was not there, so we're just trying to assist, blah blah blah. I'm like, are you kidding me? So she talked about that, and mind you, this is a restaurant where I have created content before. I have visited, I've created content, posted it on my platform, tried to even support them in my own way of being a food blogger and a content creator, in quotes. So after talking to her and saying I cannot bear the cost alone, so she asked me how much did I spend. I said I spent over 500,000 naira. She now said, well, what's going to happen? And I told her, see, is that she will talk to management and get back to me. I said, this is what you told me last week. Now see, I'm going to give you 1 week. Go and speak with your management. If they say they are not covering any damage, that's okay. Come and refer that information back to me. Then that will determine my next course of action. You get? So she said, you know what? Let her quickly call her boss. She'll call me back shortly. Now, I mean, this is a business, a very popular business that is making good money. Thousands and millions in a day, in one sitting. So guys, she said she was going to call her boss. So the next night, I got a text message from her that her boss has given a feedback that they can only split it 50-50 You get? So I was like, well, that can't work for me. And you giving me 250k won't really do much for me. I mean, having to have spent 500k. Why not you guys make it okay 300,000 naira, so that it's just a case of me, I'm agreeing to all of this. The lady now told me, well, you see how demeaning her message was. I'm going to put the chat now. Well, this is what we can do. Blah 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 blah. She was so rude, and immediately I called her out and said, please don't be rude to me like that. You can't talk to me in that condescending way. I'm not here begging you for money. For heaven's sake, I didn't ask to be robbed in your premise. You get? I just immediately shunned her. Immediately she said it, called me on the phone, started apologizing that she's sorry about maybe if she came off that way she came off, but she's really sorry, she didn't mean it that way, blah 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 blah, that please they can do 250, that please I should just accept it, that they're just trying to go out of their way to do. So she said that, and I'm like, okay, cool, that's fine. That she now asked me to send my account number. I sent it to her, right? So now the next day I received a credit alert of 250 from them. Immediately I acknowledged it and spoke to her, but there are a few things I want to highlight for you guys to hear. First things first, I feel like these people only did this because they knew that I had a good following on social media, and they knew that I was going to call them out on this and have it go viral, which would tarnish their image in turn. So they were scared of their image outlook out there. That was why they did it for me. Probably if it was an ordinary non-content creator out there, nothing would have been known about the situation for that person, which is really sad, honestly, like really sad. I will just end this by saying Nigeria is so insecure, and everybody should be on the lookout for themselves. The key learnings I have picked from this is, one, never, like I said at the beginning of this video, never park your car at any overflow of a restaurant. If their parking space inside is finished, do not park your car outside, because trust me, they will use this at owner's risk thing to just dodge their responsibility. So for your own good, guys, do not park your car outside, because all these policemen and security they place outside, they are as good as doing nothing. So do not just put your car in them. If there is no parking space inside, guys, go come back the day that there is parking space. Secondly, like I mentioned before, if you do not have a current security measure placed in your car and you're living in Nigeria, my dear, you should get a car tracker, get something that can help you stop and start your vehicle whenever you need to avoid this situation that happened to me. It's so unfortunate, and it's really sad that this happened to me, but I'm thankful that this happened to me. I mean, I'm grateful to God that this happened to me for me to learn from it, and I'm also thankful to God that it could have been worse than this. It could have been my car that was stolen, it could have been any other thing, but it was just my laptop. And after my experience, I spoke with a lot of people. People's cars have been stolen on a daily basis. There are stories that you will hear that will shock you. So guys, please just be on the lookout. Being that our government do not care about us, they don't really care about us, people that are supposed to protect us are probably stealing from us, or they don't even give two shits about us. Guys, be on the lookout for yourself, look out for your neighbor, and just try to do the best and pray to God at the end of the day. So yeah, guys, that's a summary of my story. A very sad story at that. Something I never anticipated. The worst birthday gifts, it's not a birthday gift, I reject it in Jesus' name, but the worst thing to happen to me just after my birthday. And yeah, guys, I hope you guys learned from this, my experience. Just be on guard, okay? Yeah, that's it, guys. Let me know, have you experienced anything like this? Maybe any theft situation, car theft situation, anything at all? Let me know in the comment section below. Please do not forget to interact with this video. You liking it and sharing it would only make YouTube know that, oh, people are enjoying this video, and will recommend it to more people. So please do that to help this video push to others, so that others can see and learn. Thank you guys so much for watching, and yeah, I'll see you in my next video. Hopefully, not hopefully, by God's grace, to be a better one than this, where we are not talking about losses but gains. Thank you guys, and see you in my next video. Bye.